Good morning, class, and it's such a pleasure to see such great leadership happening within this group. And I want to mention a few names: Neil, Kalila, Adesh, Corin, Avi, David. And you're setting a great example, responding to each other's questions, building a knowledge base through interaction. And remember, to some extent, this is a little bit of a peer learning program. So if you don't have a lot of knowledge on a particular subject, identify your questions and ask your fellow students. You've got a lot of great experience and excellent minds here. They will respond, and that indeed they are responding, and it's a pleasure to observe. Also remember, you're building your reputations here, and long after this course is finished, the network that you build here will stay intact, and indeed your reputation as well. So gather for yourself a reputation that involves interacting and growing the knowledge base. Now, I did a long post to you. I don't know if you managed to get through such a long post about keeping the big picture in mind, and some of you are already doing this. A lot of the content that we present to you doesn't always fit together. Derek has put together the best of project management theory, but it comes from many different sources, and sometimes components don't exactly tie up with each other. This is part of the learning. We're presenting to you theory so that you can grapple with it and implement it in a way that suits your particular environment. So keep the big picture in mind, grapple with the content, think about it, and internalize something that works for you. Create your own techniques that you will settle with. We've looked at the schedule this past week, and the schedule is the culmination of the business case, the work breakdown structure, and the product breakdown structure. Now, clearly the business case must drive the schedule. The work breakdown structure tells us what methods we're going to use, how we're going to go about conducting our project, and the product breakdown structure tells us what it is that we're going to build. So if you just think of the work breakdown structure as a hierarchical representation, park that in your minds for a moment, and the product breakdown structure also as a hierarchical representation. So the question that we need to ask, and it's driven from the business case, is if our work breakdown structure starts with one of the early things we do is perhaps some analysis. Are we going to analyze the entire product before we start? Are we then going to design the entire product before we start? Or are we going to do the analysis, design, and build of a particular component within the product breakdown structure? Now, if you think about that simple example of building a house, the analogy would be, are we going to cast all the foundations at one go right up front, which would be the most efficient in terms of the schedule and managing the costs? Or are we just going to build the garage first in its entirety? And we might want to do that because we might need some dry storage. This is all about optimizing the schedule, and optimizing the schedule specifically in relation to the business case and this particular project that we're embarked upon. So think about that a little bit, and coming up next is Module 8, which is the dreaded module. It's all about earned value, and more or less we're heading towards the end of the difficult stuff in the entire course. So modules 1 to 8, there's a lot of new stuff that we're introducing, a lot of new terminology and concepts that are sometimes difficult for people to grasp. After module 8, it starts getting easier, I promise. We're over halfway through the difficult course, And remember, this is the difficult course, and it's important that you get your DP for this particular course in order to progress to course 2. From course 2, it becomes easier. Thanks so much for your participation, and I look forward to engaging with you on the forums, and make sure you get your DP for this course so that you can continue. Good luck, everybody. Bye-bye.